Hey, in this video I want to talk a little bit about personalizing your Chrome experience through the use of extensions. So I mentioned extensions a little bit in my last video if you watched that one, but I just want to show you a few more examples and then show you where to access, enable, disable those if you need to, and then where ultimately to get new extensions. So a couple of good ones, especially for school, that I think are really helpful. And I'll start with this one about YouTube. It's called YouTube Toggle Comments, and I'll show you specifically in just a second the name of that and where to get it. But what you'll notice, I think right away, if you're familiar with YouTube at all, you'll notice that my window for YouTube is pretty clean. You don't see anything to the right of the screen. You don't see anything below. That's because what this extension does, and once you install it, you don't have to do anything to make this happen each time you go to YouTube, is it just eliminates all of the related videos that usually show up in YouTube along the side, and it also blocks all the comments from being seen. As you know, possibly, when you show YouTube videos in class, at times some of these related videos are things you might not necessarily want your students to see, or might just want to keep them out of sight, or if nothing else, just keep them focused on the video at hand. The comments sometimes are relevant and sometimes are good to look at, but sometimes, like the videos, are things that maybe you don't want your students to see as much. So it's nice just sometimes to block them. Again, you can just keep the focus on the video. Now, if it's one that I'd like to look at the related videos or the comments, I can do that by simply hovering over or mousing over the comments button. You can see that little pop-up comes up that says toggle comments. So if I do that, you see all of the related videos, and then if there were comments for this particular video, they would appear down here as well. And just by clicking the comments video or the comments button again, they disappear. So that's a really nice, easy one to use, called YouTube Toggle Comments. Now, to get to your extensions, in case this is something maybe you added and then you want to get rid of, all you do is go to your wrench and go to Settings, and then over to the very left, your typical settings are the things that I showed in an earlier video as well. But if you want to just look at your extensions, you just click on Extensions here, and then you can see here all of the extensions that I currently have. So if we scroll all the way to the bottom, I believe, or near the bottom, here we go, you'll see Toggle YouTube Comments. That's the one that I was just showing. I have the ability to enable that here or disable it. So if I uncheck that box, it wouldn't any longer be blocking those related videos and comments, but I just quickly enable it. And if I want to delete it for some reason, I say, this is not something I use very often, I could go ahead and delete it at that point as well. Okay, a couple other quick ones that I wanted to share with you I think can be really helpful when you're working in a school and with students. One is Google Dictionary. So this icon right here with the red book, and if again I mouse over it, it pops up with the name of the extension. It says Google Dictionary. And this is nice because it gives you inline, in-page definitions. So if I have a student reading this, and this is something we're pushing out to all of our students when they get their Chromebooks next year, so they'll all have this extension. Maybe that student doesn't know from the context and just doesn't know offhand what accordance means. So if they just highlight the word and then click the extension, it looks it up. It gives them synonyms, it gives them the definition, and then it also gives them web definitions with links so they can research a little bit further on that particular topic if they want to. So again, a lot of information without ever leaving that particular site. So that's really a nice feature to have. Another great thing, again, that's called just Google Dictionary. So that's a very simple one to find in the Chrome Web Store. Another really great one for students to share. Right now I'm on CNN.com, and if I refresh this, you'll probably see different advertisements pop up to the right here. You'll see other story highlights. You'll see an advertisement at the top. There's just a lot of information here on the screen, especially if I want for my students just to simply read this particular article about this Navy firing on a boat in the Persian Gulf. So one that I really like is called Readability, and it's this blue R right here. So again, it's just Readability is the name of the extension. And if I click on this, what Readability will do, it will convert it to just simply the text of the article on the page. So again, much like with the YouTube extension, it cleans up everything off the page, still cites it that it's on CNN.com. It gives you the option right here to go to the original page if you did want to go with similar stories or other headlines at the time. But then you can see all that's there is simply the text. It gives you some options to share as well. So this is something you're sharing with your class, maybe via Twitter or through email or Facebook. You're able to share it that way. And then it also gives you another option, which is to send the article to my Kindle. So if you want a PDF on your Kindle of that particular article, maybe it's a longer website, you don't want to print it, maybe there's not an easy way to share it. Readability makes this really simple where it'll share just that text. And then it also gives you some other options. You can actually change the font and the color, the width, the font size. And this is kind of a neat option. If there are hyperlinks within the article, you can convert them to links in footnotes. So it'll actually footnote those things. And it gives you the option, if there were images or pictures embedded, whether you want those images to be on Readability or not. So again, that's a really nice one as well. So another great extension I want to show you just real quick is Awesome Screenshot. And Screenshot just allows you to take a picture of your screen, what you're looking at it, annotate it if you choose to, and then share it. So if I'm looking at CNN.com and I want to take a picture of it, I just click visible part of page, and then it gives you the option to do, it gives you the option to annotate. So maybe I want to tell my students, look for a keyword in this first paragraph. What is the main idea? Or I want them to look at other story highlights. So I want to just drag this arrow here. Make sure you look at this. And then I can add text to this. And then when I click done, I'm actually able to save it to my Digo account or just save it as a file locally. And then I can tweet it out or email it to whoever I want. So I can either share it via the URL that this will create, a specific URL for this, or I can share it in a number of other ways. So again, just another very quick extension, which sometimes is pretty nice if you're trying to show someone where something is specifically on the screen. Okay, so lastly on this video, I wanted to just show you where to be able to acquire these extensions. So if you just open a new tab in the Chrome web browser, the first thing you'll see up in the top left-hand corner is the Chrome Web Store. Or you can simply go to this by typing in Chrome Web Store, and it will go to it as well. And when you get to the Chrome Web Store, it's just set up much like any other app store that you've probably been to, and you can search it. So if you want to go and download the Awesome Screenshot that I just showed you, you just start typing that in. And when you get to your list, the nice thing is it will show you if you've already added it to Chrome. So you can see I have it added to Chrome. If I did not, it would look much like this. Where it would allow me to add it to Chrome. And you can see it'll also share probably or similar type applications. So Digo is another one they're saying, oh, that's kind of similar, it's related because Digo actually is partnered or owns Awesome Screenshot. And you can see I've added that one to Chrome as well. So that's how you can simply get to that. You can browse by topic, or again, you can search the Chrome Web Store. So thank you very much.